Muito boa tarde a todos, bem-vindos a este webinar, o Unboxing Markets, hoje dedicado ao mercado da Finlândia. Portanto, eu vou tentar alterar para inglês para apresentar-vos aqui os nossos convidados e para que vão partilhar connosco alguma sua visão sobre o mercado e sobre os desafios que o mesmo contém. Thank you, Reta and Vesa Karha, for joining us in this webinar and to talk about Finland and to talk about the market in Finland, the opportunities we might have to join and put together Portuguese and Finnish companies and to work together in the future. We had your visit already 1 year, more than 1 year ago, to our country to meet some of our members, and it's also of our interest to, after this meeting, to launch also a visit to Finland that we will promote in September, and we are already working on this. So maybe we can start with Rita Luomompa. I'm sorry, my Finnish is
Very good.
from the technologies industries of Finland that also have a branch group of members dedicated to the mold making, the tool making industry, and you can share with us your vision and your comments about the industry and the challenges we have in the country. So Reta, once again, thank you so much for your support, for helping us in organizing this event. And so please have your presentation.
Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Reetta Luomanpää and I come from Technology Industries of Finland, and I run the Finnish toolmakers branch group inside of our association. So I'm gonna share you some insights about the Finnish toolmaking, the status and the challenges of the future. Here you can see that how much of imported tools have come to Finland from 2006 until last year, 2023, and you can see that it's about 40. Now I'm counting the zeros. 1, 2, 3. 40, about 40 to 50 million euros imported tools to Finland every year. 2022 was for some reason a little bit higher, but last year was about the same at the same level as 2021. Here you can see, unfortunately, this slide is in Finnish, but you can see that the export is in pink and the import is in blue. And the majority of the tools imported to Finland are the injection molding injection molds for plastic or rubber. So that was by far the biggest thing we are using in Finland, imported injection molding tools. And what is the customer base in Finland? Well, we have one car factory in Uusikaupunki, but the car industry is basically non-existent in Finland otherwise. Then we have like tractors and other vehicles for working. Medical industry is very big. Electronic industry also quite big. And we have, like I said, we have several branches. Our injection molders and imported molds are going to. So the medical industry and devices for medical care is meaningful, and it's growing quite rapidly here in Finland as well. And as I said, there's practically no car industry in Finland except that one car factory in Uusikaupunki. Well, after Nokia stopped producing the mobile phones, we have had find new customer base in Finland. for the tool makers. So we have a growing and renewed customer base nowadays. So like we have two factories for electric vehicle batteries and battery systems. Other electric car components we are making also in Finland. There are new end-to-end business chains, like they can be from mine to car battery, and those also need a lot of plastic parts. Then there's a growing demand for tools in building branch, ventilation systems, medical field, air pump heating devices, solar panels. And then we have the work vehicle manufacturing like Valtra and Ponsse, producing tractors and forestry machines. Then we have some new companies like special products like solar cells and energy systems like Kempower, who are producing the charging stations for electric cars. And nowadays, a lot of small companies. There are a lot of small companies with 5-axis machining, and they have replaced some old big factories we used to have in Finland. And what are the business challenges in Finland? Well, we don't have anymore any tool makers for tools over 800 tons and over for injection machines, and we still have some factories like Uponor and ABB and some furniture industry using big injection machines, but we don't have any tool makers in Finland who are able to do such big molds for these customers. So these are the ones that are always imported because we cannot produce them in Finland anymore. Also, the Finnish tool makers want to get out of the domestic market more, and as in almost every country, the export to Russia is over after they started the war with Ukraine, and it's a little bit hard to replace. And some companies like Fiskars and Nokia Tires have had factories there, but they have moved their production elsewhere after they couldn't do it in Russia anymore. Then we also have quite a lot of sheet metal and assembly industry with tooling needs like stamping or level, uh, like for tractors or level industry. Then there's also building companies, uh, but at the moment the building industry is very low. So but normally also the building industry uses a lot of tools in Finland. But now right now the building industry is in quite big troubles in Finland, but I think it's in other countries in Europe as well. In the past, a lot of Finnish companies have bought molds and other tooling from China, but there has been a trend that they are trying to replace the buying from China with the European suppliers due to some supply chain challenges, lead times, quality issues. It's easier to deal with the European manufacturers than with the Chinese ones regarding these challenges. Some more challenges, and like we still need to integrate robotics more to the tool making and injection molding. And also sometimes the industrial designers and design teams, they are not very close to manufacturing anymore, so they might design something that is unpractical, so like unrealistic solutions, sharp edges, complicated sliders will be needed, or they have over specified material specs that are not also practical if they cannot find the right kind of material anywhere. Also, I think you are also familiar with this, that the shorter and shorter lead times are required from the end customers, and that makes it very hard to get the molds ready by the time they should be at the customer. And the 3D printing is coming to tool making, but it's still open that what are the best benefits to have from the 3D printing for the tool making. And also the payment of the big companies is a nightmare. So if you have some small company customers, they are more friendly for the suppliers. So sometimes you don't get the money until like months later after you have already started to make the mold. And also the digitalization is coming to the many companies in Finland, like the smart factory concept. So you can see everything on screen. And also the industry 4.0 concept, so having the digitalization and robotization also to be used in the tool making. But like I said, we cannot produce all the tooling needed in Finland, so we need imported tools, quite a lot of them, for the big companies like ABB, Valtra, Fiskars, companies like that. And we are very open to cooperation with the Portuguese companies. Okay, and this was partly done by my chairman Kai Syrjälä, who couldn't join us today. But then I think I can leave the floor to Vesa.
Okay, thank you, Rita, for the presentation, for the introduction to the plastics, to the tooling industry in Finland, and what is happening, and the trends and the needs. I see it very. I'm very happy to see that one of the sentences was, we are trying to find an alternative to China in Europe. That is something that we all should think about. Okay, so but we'll then continue to Vesa Kara for the plastics industry, and is the head of the Plastics Association in Finland, and make a presentation. I would like to also to inform that everyone that might have some questions, some comments or remarks, you can use the Q&A tool that we have on the bottom line of your screen, and you can put your questions or comments there. After this presentation, we will try to answer. So, Vesa.
Thank you very much. You still see my slideshow, just few slides. So happy to be able to make this presentation. I was asked to tell a few words about Finnish plastics industries. What are we doing with plastics here in Finland? So as mentioned, I'm managing director of Finnish Plastics Federation, and we are a bit smaller federation than an Retas Technology Federation. We have 103 members, and they are all doing different kind of converting from plastics into products, from many different type of products they are doing. I'm coming closer to injection molding, which is main interest, of course, to you. We try to network and cooperate with everybody, and that's why I'm so happy to have Portuguese companies and friends here. Hopefully, as many as possible next. Was it September, October, September? Yeah. We are a small federation with 4 persons in staff. We work closely together with all the others, like Chemical Industry Federation, but still independent. Plastics.fi. Plastics industry, in brief, what is done in Finland? First, you have resin production. We have Borealis with polyolefins. We have Bevi with polystyrene. We have some thermoset production, and then we have master batches, which are, by the way, just now having the expansion to USA. So USA is nowadays seems to be a country where everybody wants to make plastics and plastics products and semi-products as well. We have recycling within those 103 member companies. We also do some machinery, mold production. Let's say a few of our member companies have their own mold production as well, and other services. All in all, we give work to 10,000 people. During the Nokia time, it was 16,000, but now it's 10, 12,000 people.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I think you are moving the slides, but we are just in the first one.
Okay.
I don't know if you can, and they have the wider screen. Okay.
How can
if you can.
Maybe
Yeah,
just show the presentation or something like that.
Yes.
Good that you mentioned. I am in a second slide, but how can I get this? No.
You are dealing with two screens, right?
Yes.
Yes. Maybe you should take the presentation out and put it again only with one screen.
Okay, I do that. I stop sharing for a moment.
Yes, stop share and then use just one.
Sorry, I wasn't aware that I'm... Can you see now the second plastics industry in Finland brief?
No, we cannot see anything.
Anything? Oops. Yeah. Trial number 3.
No, it's okay.
Yes, now it's good.
Yeah. So what I described just is a structure of Finnish plastics industry. We have resin production, recycling, other services, and 10,000 people working within our industry. If you calculate all turnover together, it would, of these 503 companies, it's 4.5 billion euros per annum. So we truly have a quite significant number of companies, 530 according to official statistics. A lot of SMEs. Now let's try to move on.
Yeah, it works.
Yes, good. Let's keep it on this level. Now this injection molding sector, which is number one for your business. We just when Russia started the war to Ukraine, attacked Ukraine, we screened whole Finnish manufacture sector, trying to find every single machine which we have here in Finland in order to just to be aware what we have here, to be able to product whatever needed. So we found all in all 1,133 injection molding machines in 114 companies. So now you see that there's a lot of plastics converters and companies that are not member of our federation. They are in organized some other way or non-organized at all. But as a rule of thumb, you can find more than 100 injection molders in Finland. Clamp forces of these machines are from quite small, 5 ton to 3,500 tons. And so it's a medium-sized, small and medium-sized companies with small and medium-sized injection molding machines, mainly. I know in Portugal, you probably start from 1,000. You have much bigger units. Product sizes being here very small, 0.02 grams to 19 kilos. That's what they answered us. And 1 kilo, 1.1 kilo is the average size of the product. If I heard right, the companies you are visiting are there in the middle. They are just, at least Coreplus is doing around, I think kilo is maximum for them. Okay, how to contact Finnish companies? Unfortunately, I can't distribute all those all those 100 company names and contacts, because this survey was done by government. So this, I admit, is a bit tricky to try to contact as broad base of the companies as you would like to. We have Finnish Plastics Association. We are federation with member companies, but the Finnish Plastics Association is good surface for contacts. It consists of 1,200 professionals working on those companies, and it's a sort of more on a commercial level. They do different kind of seminars, injection molding seminar once a year, and they publish the professional magazine Muoviplast, which is quite very famous inside our branch. Everybody reads that, and there that's one way to contact companies. If you have some messages, they are happy to take editorial articles and of course advertises as well. If you are interested, go to this first link, www.muoviyhdistys.fi, and there you find more details on magazine and their activities. It's nowadays quite easy because you can translate those pages from any language to any other language, understandably. Then one quite important contact point annually is subcontractor fair. Some of the Portuguese people I met during my visit there already knew this subcontractor fair in Tampere, the second largest city in Finland, a bit north from Helsinki, and that's the most important annual industrial fair in Finland. Very, very active and collects hundreds of companies, not only plastics, but rubber industry and so on. So these are my two hints. I could imagine helping you to make more contacts in Finland on excessive to those you get when you visit here. Yeah, this was my very brief nutshell presentation, as I promised. I thank you for attention, and this week we will have a summer festival, Midsummer Festival. It's a free day, Friday, and with this I wish you lovely summer and hope to see you all here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Vesa, for this introduction to the Finnish plastics industry. And so I opened the question. I see there's no questions until now. Already I have one. But before I go on there, I've noticed that you talk about the annual exhibition and also the why you bring the business you were doing in Russia, that is a strong market for Finland for many years, to back to your country. And my question is, and also combining it with the exports that is trying to increase, how you are replacing Russia on your business, because it was quite strong. I believe now there's no business at all, or almost no business at all. How do the Finnish companies are working with that? How they are replacing the customers, the base of customers they have in Russia with on facing the local production?
Shall I answer that? May I answer that first? So, yeah, you are right. It was 9% of our turnover, the Russian business, when it collapsed. So we lost 1/10 of our business almost overnight. How we compensated that? Well, nowadays there are two sectors that are actually doing very well and more or less compensating what we lost. One is defense industry. We do a lot of military equipments. Everybody wants to be in military equipment. It just doubled that turnover and exports. It was today's news that Finland has doubled its export in defense industry. Luckily we get this, for example, reinforced plastics production to US fighters. We joined NATO, and we get all the F-35 fighter frames done here in Finland, not only our own, but 400 other planes. So that is booming. Medical industry as well. Unfortunately, also our other main market area, Germany, is we all know not so well. So that's the second thing. We should find also other markets because of Germany, and there I admit we have some work to be done yet. But would Reetta like to add something?
Yeah. Well, I know that the Finnish tool makers have found some new business areas in USA, surprisingly, because before it was very low, and now it has grown quite a bit. So I think at the moment USA is doing quite strong, and it seems very good for the Finnish companies as well. And like Vesa said, the defense business and the medical field have taken over also them. But also our exports have from the Finnish tool makers have gone down since. So we haven't been able to replace everything, but quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
So I have here two questions. Maybe I start with the second one because maybe it's easier. Are you aware, and what you can say about the Plasteknik Nordic show that will happen in 2025, 7 and 8 of May?
I'm happy to have.
Oh, it's in Sweden. I think it's in Sweden.
Yeah,
They were just saying.
I'm so happy. Very good that you asked, because today I have been also participating that fair's planning session. It's in Malmö in Sweden.
In Sweden.
So yes, and Finland and other Nordic countries will be active there as well. So it's very good question, and it's at the planning stage at the moment. Probably they want to establish their interesting business areas, both in production wise and also geographical size. So it's easy to approach via Copenhagen, Denmark, and warmly welcome there. So it was very actually good chance to speak for that, because today we just had meeting with the Swedes and the Norwegians and Danes.
Yeah, because we are aware that the Nordic countries have this relationship, very close relationship, and sometimes the events that are made, even if another country like Sweden or Denmark or Norway, sometimes they are at least Scandinavian shows. And we remember in the past when we went for many years to Scanplast in Gothenburg. It was what happening. The show was in Sweden, but in fact the population and the exhibitors and the visitors were from the whole Scandinavia, and we unfortunately we've lost in the past this show, and maybe this one can be come and bring new possibilities and new opportunities for the companies. So I'll go on another question that I have from Elena, and that is she's working. What kind of recommendations you have for the Portuguese companies, Portuguese manufacturers, as a first step to approach the Finnish market? What do you think it would be the best options they have to do it?
Well, I think that the very first step could be attending this trip to Finland in September, to be able to meet quite a lot of companies at the same time, because we will have companies present for the small networking session. Also, apart from the company visits as well. And then, like Vesa said, the alihankinta subcontracting fair is a very good place to meet a lot of Finnish companies at the same time.
Yeah, that's perfect. I was saying that we will start promoting among our members in the coming week this visit that we will be promoting to Finland in September, in the beginning of September, and we've been working already with our partners here to organize this event, and we are taking that is taking shape. So
But
I don't know if I have.
Manuel, may
Yeah,
I?
please. Yeah, please.
These were my ideas how to contact companies. Number one,
Yes.
via Finnish Plastics Association. They have good seminars. They have this magazine. That's one approach. Then alihankinta, the subcontraction fair, and maybe number three, which I have not written here, is to take some senior guy, lady, or man who has worked for plastics industry, maybe retired, like Kai, and then ask him to introduce your to companies that he knows. You know, Finland is not a country. We are a small club. Everybody knows each other, and if you have a good connection with a guy like Guy, then it's easy to go to tens of companies. That's number three. That option number three that comes into my mind. Yep.
Yeah. We were discussing before we start the webinar that Finland is well, it's not so crowded in terms of population, but it's a huge country, and so the distance from one side, and in fact the industry is not so concentrated as we have it here in Portugal, and so the logistics is challenging to organize something and to have visits in the place, but we are trying to work on that and to push for it. So I don't know if there is any further questions that you may have from the members, from the participants. I don't have anyone here. Rita, Vesa, any other comment that you like, or any issue that you like to share with us?
I only hope that this was of any help to you, to any giving your ideas and inspiration to. I mean, I know you are very active much more active than Finns in business. So I hope this didn't cool down your enthusiasm.
Thank you so much, Rita.
Me too. I would like to welcome all of you to Finland in September, and we will try our best to make the program as alluring as possible and as useful as possible for you to enjoy.
Okay, so if I have no further questions, I'm just checking. I think. Oh, there's one. Okay. And I have a question just to know if we can share your presentations. If you can,
Yes.
if there is
yes.
an okay. If you can send it.
To you.
Okay,
Yes.
you can send it to me, and I will send to the attendees the presentation for sure. Okay, so thank you once again. Thank you once again for having your support in these webinars, to be available to share with us and with our members your knowledge and your insight information about the Finnish market and what we can do together. And we really hope to organize this visit in September and to meet all of you there. in Helsinki and other places that we hope to visit, to make some visits. And thank you once again for sharing with us. And as always, we are open doors to also to you and to identify some opportunities that we can work together and bring Finnish and Portuguese companies together. This is our main goal for this purpose and this topic for these events. Okay.
Thank you, Manuel, and have a nice trip to Brazil.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a short trip for sure. Okay.
Thank
Ok,
you.
thank you, all the
Bye-bye.
best, and obrigado a todos por os que participaram nesta sessão. Espero que tenha sido informativa e vamos continuando a organizar algumas destas sessões. Muito obrigado. Thank you once again. All the best.
Thank you. Have a great summer,
Bye.
everybody.